Today, I am getting fitted for the brand new Dynapower driver by none other than master fitter Ed Garland. There's going to be a lot of talking, so let's get straight into it.
Let's do it. Start out with base numbers.
Yeah, let's go off your current gamer.
Okay.
And what I'd love to do is, we've got the whole lineup here.
Yeah.
I'd like to experience all three drivers, the Max, the Carbon, and the LS.
I'd love that.
Just so you can see the shot patterns they produce, because the thing we did with these, they're not all the three the same.
Right.
They all do something different.
For sure.
It'd be crazy to make the same driver 3 times.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
So I want you to experience all three, and then you'll see the shot tracers, and we'll get you dialed in.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Very excited. Yeah, as of right now, the only one I know, I mean, even felt the ball hit, is the LS. So I'm excited to test them out.
All right. So what is your gamer?
Gamer is an 8-degree LS set neutral standard with a Ventus TR 6X.
Okay.
So this is no testing done on this driver. Just kind of threw the shaft in it and it's worked. But
all right, let's see what we get.
It's worked, but I want to get it master fitter dialed, you know. Okay.
We're dialing. Okay. We're smiling. We're dialing.
All right, here we go, guys. Sorry. I actually hit a ball.
Trying to save a life here.
Right. So that's right.
Yeah, well, that's what LS does. LS will go right. It's a little right biased.
And that is what I like.
Yeah.
Like that miss right there, I would take 10 times out of 10.
Okay.
Over the anything going left.
Nice little cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty stock there.
Nice. So I'll explain how I fit.
Yeah.
So the best carry, no matter what your club speed is, if you're 95 like me, or your club speed was 113,
yeah,
113 like you, the best carry you could achieve is when you have 17 launch and 1700 spin.
Okay.
But now there's one big factor. Your golf swing only allows you to get so close to that number.
For sure.
Like if you swing down, there's no way to get to 17 launch, because if you did, the spin would be off the chart, right? So what we do is we look at your angle of attack, okay, because that's going to tell us how close we can get to that 17 launch.
Right.
And that and your club speed for that 1700 spin. So when I look at yours, like your angle of attack is 3.8 on the upswing, I get excited about that. So that's good. I can get close to that 1700.
Right. I've always been a pretty up on the ball swinger. So
yeah, that's great. So like right now, this it's an 8-degree. Mm-hmm. So it's launching 8.5, as we would kind of expect, and we're in the 2400 range. So, but at this angle of attack, I'm pretty confident that we could get you to 12.
Right.
And you'd see all kinds of increase there.
Okay, that's good news.
Yeah.
I like to hear that.
Yeah. So I'll hit one more and then I'll build you something.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
That was a little skinny.
Yeah, so again, your 7 launch, 3100.
Okay.
So let me build you a 9.
Yeah.
And then and we'll do some shaft work too.
Cool.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. Okay.
All right. Man, I'm just skinny and everything.
It's all right. There you go. And then I'm going to ask you a weird question.
Yeah.
Do you know where do you live on the face typically? Like,
toe.
Toe? Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you live high or middle or low? Or do you know?
Probably low.
Okay. So low toe. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. One more.
Yeah.
because where you live is where you live. That's really hard to change. I mean, you can fit till you're blue in the face, but
Right.
it's hard to get people like that have hit a lot of golf shots to
sure.
move off of where they live.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really
no,
hard.
I've always been a toe ball player.
Mhm.
Haven't really changed that in the past few years.
Gotcha. Nice, good work.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, good work.
Yeah, that flight looked a lot better.
Yeah. Show you here. So I've got where your face impacts are, right?
Gotcha.
So they're not toey, so that's good. You're pretty center toe to heel. It's just low.
Gotcha.
Right? And that's where the spin's coming from.
Okay.
Because gear effect,
Right.
is everything.
Right.
So low on the face makes the club do this. Well, then that's creating
Creating more
spin,
spin,
right?
yeah.
So let's hit a couple more, and let's try to get a little higher on the face.
Yeah, I'll
Either
try and
with-
tee one up a little bit more.
Yeah, or you're just keep your head closer to the ground, or
Yeah.
either one. There you go. That moved up. That definitely moved up.
Yeah,
And you can
felt like
see
it.
what happened. The spin went down. So you were like 3,400.
Oh, right.
And the higher you get on the face, there's less of that gear effect. So the
Okay.
spin's going to start getting truer and less.
Yeah.
Right. Also, the launch starts to get going higher too, because all these clubs have bulge and roll, right?
Yeah.
So they roll this way and they bulge this way. So they're rounded.
Gotcha.
So when you're down here low, that's a lower launch and more spin.
Right.
When you get up here, because again, you're at the top of this curve, so now you're going to get a higher launch and the gear effect is going to be lower spin.
Right.
Okay? So again, yes, we can fit and try to get the right numbers, but with talented players, I like to tell them where they're at.
Right.
Because now you're going to use your
Fix it.
athleticism
Right.
and fix it, right? So let's get just a tick above center.
Okay.
And that way we can see what your launch and spins
I
are.
can do that. That's a high tee for me. That's crazy. Yeah, like I said, I'm more of a cutter of a ball, so I enjoy the low tee.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the kind of more spinny cut shot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to go 260 and just know that it's going to be in the fairway.
Yeah, it's like 2,600.
Right.
You're going to get more distance out of that than 3,400.
Right, exactly. All right. Middle of the face here, Ed.
There you go. Love it. Love it.
Oh, Ed. There's the one.
Nice. So
Could
now,
have been a little toey,
but now we can start doing something to the face angle
Right.
to get the right side going.
Correct.
Okay?
I like
Yeah, look at that. I mean, primo, just above center.
it. Yep.
Look at that launch, jump up from 7 to 11.
Yeah, wow.
It's 7 millimeters above center.
Yeah.
And then look at your spin, 2,100.
That's money right there.
Not to mention your carry and your total.
Holy crap.
300
that's
carry,
insane.
322. Yeah.
I haven't seen those numbers in months, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. But that gives you something to practice on too,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, no, I thought I was so stuck on the low tee with like high spin, cutting the ball. That's pounded.
Yeah, but
Compared to what I
I don't
normally
want
do.
you to go away from that either.
Right.
You know, like
no,
20,
that's a more controlled, but this is the
Yeah.
par 5 go after and 2. You can do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now you see how the numbers work. Now you could, hey, this
Yeah.
hole I'm going to try a little higher,
Yeah,
a little more of
that's
this.
awesome.
So like I said, let's get the cut working in there. So
Yeah.
now let's get the face angle open. Can you
Beautiful.
hold that for me?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I did was I went to -1 so we could open the face. How our adapter works is minus is open and lower loft, plus is close and add loft.
Gotcha.
So I put it on -1 to get you more of that
Yeah.
spin axis, because right now that was
Kind of counterintuitive.
oh right.
Yeah.
But when you put it in a fixture and check the loft,
Right.
it all works out.
I know.
It's not like
Sounds
an
weird.
Well, it's not like an iron. People think, well, I'm going to open
Turn
my
it down,
iron.
open it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what happens is when you open a driver face, okay, well, you're not going to hit it like that.
Right.
So when you square it up, the only way that you square it up is
Like
that.
that,
So
yeah.
now it has no loft.
Right.
So now when it has loft, when you close it, now when you square the face,
Right. Yeah.
but
No,
it is,
weird.
it's reverse of
weird
what
to
you
think
think.
about.
Nice work.
Oh,
Nice work. So
that's the ball plate.
That's good.
So spin axis. So since I'm filling you with knowledge, let's talk spin axis.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you ask an engineer, especially one of our engineers, they'll tell you there's no side spin on the ball.
Right.
It's on an axis. It's spinning on an axis this way.
Okay.
Okay. So think of an airplane, right? That's the axis. Okay. So once you hit it, if the face is open, boom, the axis is like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's spinning on this axis.
Right.
It doesn't have side spin. It's got spin around its axis. The axis is just tilt.
Right.
So that one was 2 degrees tilted to the right. So you got 5 yards of cut there.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that a little bit of a toe ball too?
And it was a toe, but that's the beauty of, again, the LS, that bulge, yeah, exactly. That's why back in old Tom Morris, that's why they put the bulge in there.
Right.
To try to kick it. If it's a toe ball, it's going to hook.
Right.
Well, you put the bulge on there, it's going to kick it more right.
Awesome.
You an engineer, Ashton?
I'm not.
No? Okay, well, after today, we'll get you a certificate.
I would love one. I've done enough club fittings and I know enough about golf to know the stuff behind it.
Cause and effect.
Yeah, exactly. I'm more of hit ball. Don't look at. I've never done stats or anything like that. I go to the range, hit the ball, see where it goes.
Cool.
Go play it.
Yeah. Nice work. Love it. That little buttercut. There's 12 yards of cut.
Yeah.
Yep. There's 293 carry, 315.
Wow.
2200 spin, and look, your launch, you got it on the line. You're at 11.7, dude.
That's money.
Love it.
That's money right there.
So now let's experience the other heads.
Right.
And let's
See
do the
what's
same
different
thing.
about it.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I like it.
Cool.
I like
nice
it.
work. And so what I did was I grabbed the carbon 9. Okay. So to give it the same thing, a little more right bias, we're going to do the -1. But also we're going to do a second thing. So we have these interchangeable weights here.
Right.
So I'm going to put the heavy weight, which is traditionally in the back, I'm going to put it in the front. And that'll allow easier to hit a cut.
Gotcha.
Okay. When it's back here, the whole high MOI thing,
Right.
weight is way back here. High MOI, you don't put the weight up front.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to put this up front. That'll enable you to get it open faced.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
Carbon 9 set on -1. And like I said, to help you get the face open, I moved the heavier weight to the front.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, right away this looks quite a bit wider. Yeah. So.
Yeah. A little more room.
Right.
It's got two-way. LS is pretty much for fade. You can draw it, of course, but
Right.
it's pretty much for fade. This is both ways if you
Okay.
want to draw or fade. But we've got it set a little more towards fade right now.
Gotcha. Oi.
It's okay. First hit. And that's where you live.
Yep. That's not a normal ball flight, but it's
Well, that's where you live on the face.
Middle
Low
winter.
Middle. Yeah. Low middle.
Middle
That's where you
winter.
live. Nice work.
it's quite a bit lower.
But still, you're very low on the face.
Still.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Felt more middle. Still.
It was a little higher. It was 3 millimeters higher.
Gotcha. Man, dude, I didn't know I lived on the bottom of the face. It's crazy.
Okay, now hit one more and I'm going to make a change because the other part of moving that heavy weight to the front is it lowers the spin.
Okay.
So, like, here's what's cool. So, with that heavy weight forward, that lowers the spin. Like, look at your spin rate on that one.
Right, 1900.
1900 on a low impact.
Wow. Right.
Because usually that low impact, that's like 3,000, 3,400.
Right.
But because we move the weight forward, that less gear effect.
Right. Jeez.
So hit one more because we're probably going to have to go up and loft and then do the same thing.
Gotcha.
That's okay. You got it up there in the middle.
Yeah.
Yep, 1400 spin. Got it up there in the center. So like I said, now that we've got that low spin
Right.
with the weight forward, let's get some loft now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay, so now that's some of that toe coming through
Yeah.
for a draw. Yeah,
For sure.
Yep.
Man,
Yep. There you go. That was way better face impact.
dude. Yeah, it was.
Way better.
It's actually extended on that one.
Yeah. 2200 spin.
Yep.
Nice work. There you go. There's an 18-yard cut.
Yeah.
But again, that's why we have the different heads. The
Right.
LS, you don't have to work so hard to hit your cut,
For sure.
right?
I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah. Okay, last you got to hit the max.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you
No,
got
I'd
to
love to.
experience the high OMI,
Yeah.
high MOI. Sorry, you've got to experience the high MOI of the max, man.
Let's do
It's
it.
just boom, straight. Yep. Okay, so now I've built you the max.
Right.
Okay, so this is all tie head. The other previous, the LS and the carbon has carbon crowns and carbon soles. This is all tie. Okay,
Gotcha.
so this is that high MOI play. So you've got this heavy 25 gram back here, and it's flippable, so it's on neutral now, which means the heavy side's here. But if you want to draw, you take it out, flip it, now the heavy side's here.
Gotcha.
Like gear effect, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So high MOI play, a little bigger, all around face, right? And
One
again,
thing I notice is the crown, right? That there's no
carbon.
carbon here.
Yeah, right. It's got that good glossy look to it.
Right, for sure. It's pretty.
Whenever I go to a tour event and I see the tie, that glossy tie, the head just looks so big, and
Right.
it's like they're just gonna crush it.
Right, for
it
sure.
looks awesome.
For sure.
And you got that face, so let's get it up there high on the face.
Okay. I got all that face I can get to.
That's right.
Wow. That was so easy.
Nice. Nice work. Nice.
Yeah. I didn't. What was the curve on that one?
One. One. And that was 15 millimeters on the toe.
Wow.
So that's showing you that high MOI.
Just doesn't do
That's
anything.
where that's right. So that's what I love with Max and really fast swingers.
Right.
You don't have to be within, like, to me, within 6 millimeters around the center. That's kind of, for me, that's precision.
Right.
With this, you don't have to be there. You
Right.
can be 15 and
Right.
have it go
I mean, that's-
1 yard curve.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's got great MOI, good ball speed. Nice work. That was sweet.
That one felt really good.
Yeah. I love that trajectory. I mean, you're not used to that flight.
Right.
I mean, you like those bullets, but man, I love that
No,
trajectory.
that's impressive. I mean,
So now what I'm going to do is, we haven't really changed shaft yet.
right.
Because really, to me, shafts are small changes. Lofts are huge changes,
For sure.
right? So now I'm going to go low launch, okay? Because once we get your impact at that blue line, that launch is going to get way up.
Right.
So now let's use a low launching shaft to kind of control that.
Okay.
Okay. So we haven't done that. Let's try it.
Gotcha.
Okay, you did it.
I did it. Toe ball.
Zero.
Toe ball.
Zero.
Yeah.
Vertical impact right on the middle.
Good. Toe
Yeah.
ball a little bit.
Look, 13 toe. But look at your spin, man. You get that up there towards the middle. You go from 3,200 to 2,500, and you go from 270 carry, to 290 carry.
Wow. That's quite the difference. It's not the club's fault. It's my fault.
But I like that shot. That was a great shot.
No, it was. It was.
I love that.
That's great.
That's 2 in a row, same spot.
Yeah.
0. Well, it was 1 millimeter. Sorry, 1 millimeter. But yeah, but only 8 yards of curve on a 13 toe.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's wild. I'm getting out there on the toe on any other driver. It's
Snap City.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm left to those trees.
Yeah. RLS, you could get it wouldn't hook like that because it's it's
For
geared
sure.
to the right. But
Right.
yeah, one more.
Wow.
So you can see that balloon, that little riser.
Right.
That it's lower on the
Lower on
face,
the face.
like 7 millimeters. That's the difference between 0 and that was 7
Gosh,
below.
I can't believe that. That's
But I love the
unreal.
curve just 10. So,
Yeah.
but again, that's why we make the 3 different drivers.
Right.
So LS, all the way for you. Got you your 300 carries back, 2,100 spins, 11 launches.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, good work.
Yeah. Thanks for your help.
You got it.
All right. What's next?